And good evening, everybody. Welcome on into the Dragon's Den. My name is Digital Dragon. I'm a 3D printing variety streamer here on Twitch. What does that mean, you might ask? Well, it means we do everything from printer unboxings, like our Bamboo Lab X1 Carbons over here, to full-up printer builds, like our Voron Trident. And I also do a lot of prototyping activity, such as the Zero G Mercury 1 here that I was part of the closed beta for. Believe it's still under a closed beta, to the box turtles that I was closed beta on, several of the Phaetus hot ends and stuff like that as well. So welcome on in, everybody. Good evening, Chewy. Hey, Shaudell. Mr. Wizix, how's it going? I think I saw Hez Liz is lurking around in the chat, or she was. But welcome in, everybody. I'm not sure how long we're going to run tonight, simply because I'm feeling a little out of sorts. As you can see, my lighting's off a little bit. I shut this light off because it seems to glare whenever I go to the bench, and I really need to get some better lighting. It will happen in the future. But for now, I just wanted to make that note. Yeah, so as you know, we've been working on the box turtle. I do want to talk about the current status of what we've got going on. And then we're going to talk about some gifts that arrived out of the blue. Hey, Eagle the Dragon, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. So I wanted to go over some of the decision-making process that I've had with the box turtle. Well, not just the box turtle, but the actual, Voron 2.4 that we're putting the box turtle on. What did I do with these? Sorry, I got, or not confused, but there we go. So we were putting the box turtle on Dragon, which is sitting right here. You can barely see the edge of it here. Let's go to the overhead. And one of the things that you may notice, other than the fact that my gantry is a little bit racked there and not fully aligned, there we go, is we're back to aluminum extrusions here. This was the printer that we had swapped out over to the Chaotic Labs carbon fiber rods. Okay, so the gantry was carbon fiber, which works well. The issue that we had was there is no way here to mount the trigger mechanism, because if you remember right, this is going to have to be mounted somewhere along the extrusion down here on the other side, so that the cutter lever can be triggered by hitting a screw on the end. And I don't have a way of mounting it on the carbon fiber rods. So carbon fiber rods are out, the aluminum extrusions are back in. That was just as much of a chore as it was swapping it over to carbon fiber rods. The other thing that I was sitting there thinking of is with the other 2.4 Kyber Dragon that's going over to Evocate 3D, we had installed the Nighthawk Stealth Burner toolhead board, which is a USB board. In that particular build, we were using the drag chains, and we were able to run that cable through the drag chains, and also we were still using the XY pod. Well, to make this reconversion back to sort of stock easier, I left the carbon fiber plates on. So all of the carbon fiber plates for the motor mounts, the XY joiners, are still on here. which means my X-axis end stop is sitting right here on the Chaotic Labs tab. Because of that, that means the wiring for it goes to the toolhead board. The Nighthawk Stealth Burner, or excuse me, yeah, the Nighthawk Stealth Burner board, I could make it work with one toolhead sensor and the X end stop. However, then I have a different issue and conundrum that I'd have to be careful of. I still have to have CAN bus or the box turtle, and then I've got to figure out the wiring. And as you know, I like to keep my wiring for anything that's external modular. So today, or the way this was set up before, once again, it's CAN bus, and this is my back panel setup. Okay, so I have PTFE tube come through here. The CAN bus cable comes through, goes up to the tool head, and I've got these little clips that clip these two together to make the umbilical, which means my CAN bus cable is coming down the back side of the machine and was currently just being routed through. And I want to clean that up and use the actual keystone jack here. Well, that gets a little worrisome because if I switch this over to USB, I believe there's 5 wires in that connector. It may actually just be 4. And depending on how I route that, I've got to be careful that I don't inadvertently swap the cables when I go to plug them in. So what I've decided to do is leave the tool head CAN bus. And that way it does not matter. I'm going to put 2 4-pin CAN bus jacks over here. Let me switch over here so you can see a little bit more about what I'm talking about. Right, we've got our keystone jack here. And currently this cable was just running straight through a keystone jack cutout and going into the CAN bus board. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the CAN bus board out, or pull 2 lines from the CAN bus board, one into each of the keystone jacks in a 2/2 microfit 3 connection, and run everything CAN bus. That way it doesn't matter which cable I plug in, they're going to be both pinned the exact same way. So it doesn't matter which order I plug the tool head or the box turtle in, is going to work. Hey Timor, how's it going? Hey Shrimp Father, welcome in. Has anyone done a servo style cutter filomatrix? There is files for one. I've never done one. To me, it adds one more piece of complexity that doesn't need to be there. Hey, Lost Inc 201, how's it going? Welcome on in. Hey, Reverend. This Filament Faithful's doing good. Unfortunately, I spent part of the day in the hospital. Not for me. I was sitting with a friend that was not doing well and was having chest pains and was in the ER. So I feel off. And that's another reason why it's probably going to be a short stream, because I just feel shaky. And I don't know if it's because I've just had a lot of coffee today and not a lot of food on my stomach or what, but I just do feel a little off. So we won't be doing a lot today. Hey, Waters, welcome on in. Drive safely, Waters. Hey, Free Heathen, how are you? Yeah, it's all good. they're back home and safe. I'm going to call them in a short bit and make sure they're doing good. But I am going to flip this over. We'll come up to the overhead camera and we'll chat a little bit about what I had in mind. Hopefully the overhead camera is good and will focus. Oh, sort of. Take it that way just a little bit. Okay. So what you can see here is we've got our Victory Tech Octopus, our Raspberry Pi, and then we've got our UTC board over here. I know I can run Octopus or the CAN bus through the Octopus. Don't worry about that. I'm going to run the UTC here. Partly because it's already here. So I've got the one cable pinned out for the white connector right over here. Right next to it's a black 4-pin Molex. I'm going to pin that out the same exact way. And I'm going to bring 2 lines out, wrap it around, and they're going to go into keystone jacks right here. That means whenever I do any wiring, if I go to take something out, I can just unplug it directly from the back and not have to worry about flipping it over and taking the panel off and getting into here anymore. So that's going to be the plan for this. I have already started the swap over for the Filomatrix. One, I found that this is kind of crusty, so I tried to clean it up a little bit. But this has been converted over to the Filomatrix spot. We still need to add the cutter lever and the cutter. Another reason why I didn't want to change to the Nighthawk board is that meant that I would have to re-terminate these wires to work on that board, which isn't that big of a deal. I was being lazy and didn't want to. I still need to drill out the threads of an M3 nut and stick an M3 nut right there in the top. And I remembered that I forgot that I need to put one in here. So I need to also drill out a M3 heat set insert and slide it right in this centerpiece here. But I've already converted this over. I did this yesterday off stream and everything's working. I do need to reprint the top latch because this is the ECAS fitting and the latch is different between the ECAS fitting and the M6 screw-in connector top. So I have to reprint the latch for this. Other than that, you know, we're gonna put the same board in. The way I had this set up is thermistor goes here, hot end goes back here, motor goes here. I had the CNC tap in this connector, the connector right at my fingernail, right next to the heat sink. And then the top left is the X end stop. The suggestion is to move it from there down to the BL Touch header pin down here, which is a 5-pin. And then that frees up these 2 end stop pins that I can use for the filament runout sensors in the extruder head. Okay. So that's some of the work that still needs to be done here. Like I said, I am not really feeling up to working on this today. So we're not. I just wanted to talk about some of the decisions that I had to make and why I'm making the decision to not put the Nighthawk Stealth Burner board on this printer right now. Yeah, doing the connectors in the skirt is handy. What I've done in the past is I've done this connector, right? And the way this connector is you've got this clip that locks in, but this will go into the skirt from the front right? Just push right into the skirt. Push right into the skirt. And then this clip goes around it and locks it in place. And what'll happen here is you'll put a microfit female connector with the male pins in from the back. You know, you'll wire it up, you'll push it in through the back, and you'll put a M3 button head screw right there. And that will keep that connector from getting pushed out. And then that way you got your other connector that just pins right into it. And you can get these in all kinds of different sizes. This is a 1x4, so 1 row, 4 pins. You can also do this in the 2/2 configuration. And this works really well at allowing you to add keystone jacks around the perimeter of the printer. I've just decided on this particular build that I want to do it with the 2 keystone jacks in the back. So it's just printing out a slightly different connector. It'll be an actual keystone jack in the back. So yeah, I will tell you, I have seen, I'll call it shenanigans. So at 3D Printopia, over at the West 3D booth where Luke's lab had set up, I spied a Voron stealth burner running a modified tube. So if it's running in a stealth burner, I would assume that you would be able to run the Filomatrix with it. Right? One of the other things that you can do, there is already a Filomatrix lower here for a Dragon or a Dragon high flow. What's a drop-in replacement for a Dragon or a Dragon high flow? The new Phaetus Next G hot ends. And I was on the beta test program for the Phaetus Next G hot end, and I had a Phaetus Next G with the ultra high flow extender and a 0.6 nozzle pushing upwards of 48 millimeters cubed per second. That was ABS running at about 290. So, and that was on the Trident over here, by the way. That tool head is currently on the Trident 350 downstairs, but that Trident 350 is going to get converted over to a tube with the takeoff tool head here real soon. And when it does, I may just bring that up here and do a swap out on one of these printers, and it'll go on one of these printers again. Where am I grabbing this? What I'm going to try and do is just pick this up and sit it down on the ground here. So if you hear me grunt, that's great. If you hear me fall, flip it, please. Okay. No fallen dragon. No fallen dragon. So we got that there. We're just going to put these carbon rods over here, get them out of the way so I can sit down some. Move the panel that I keep kicking. And then let's open some stuff because some stuff came in. I know you guys are like really dumbfounded, right? Digital Dragon got stuff in the mail. Though, hey, I will say it wasn't KB3D this go around. There was a KB3D thing, but it came in a little while ago. Yeah, see, that's the nice thing with the Phaetus Next G hot end. It was specifically designed with the same heat sink bolt pattern as the Dragon dragons. So anything that could take a Dragon, you could put a Phaetus Next G in. So this is a gift that showed up that I was not expecting. I know it's a gift because, well, it's got Christmas theme on it. Make sure I'm not like cutting into anything because that would really suck. And this came to me from LDO Motors. And we got a happy printing bag from LDO Motors. Kind of nice. Got a LDO Motors, LDO Systems tag on it. Oh, that'll be nice. I know Mrs. Dragon always likes having bags, and having one like this that she can take to shows and collect things would be really, really nice. There we go. What do I have planned for strain relief on that CAN bus connector? So I've got this piece that mounts onto the back, right? This mounts on there, and this piece right here goes around the USB connector. And then there's another piece that mounts on top. Oh God, hope I didn't throw that one away already. I may have got overzealous and threw it away and have to go dig in the garbage now. But there's another piece that screws in right here that goes around the Big Tree Tech wire, and that will provide good strain relief to it. And then once again, I've got these S-clips that I printed, and it goes around the wire and the PTFE tube, and it joins them together. So these work out really well on as well. So from Jason, we got a bag and we got a card. Ooh. This is nice. Look at that. Kind of nice. You got a little raised pattern over here and these pretty things. And I believe, yes, that is a like a button and clasp. Now I got to figure out how to get my fingers in there and undo the button. So bear with me for a moment. How bad is it? I'm gonna have to use my tweezers to open the button on a card. No, don't make a mess. Don't make a mess. Don't damage the card. Open says me. There we go. It's so awesome. So it's a Christmas card, And it says, Dear Luke, we are incredibly grateful not only for your continued partnership, but also the friendship we share. We look forward to working together in the new year. The team at LDO wishes you a Christmas and New Year filled with as much warmth and brightness as the holiday lights. Sending you all our love and best wishes for a wonderful season and a bright year ahead. May you enjoy a joyful Christmas holiday and a very happy New Year's. Yours sincerely, Team LDO. Nice. And it's signed by Jason. So that's really cool. I'll have to show this to Mrs. Dragon. And like I said, she's got a new bag that I'm sure she will like, because she is a bag. There's no other way to say it. She loves her bags. We'll leave it at that. Okay, this is something I bought for myself for Christmas, so we'll just. And I know I didn't swap my name out, so that's why I'm not going to open it up that way, but. The new Raspberry Pi 500. This is basically a Raspberry Pi built into a keyboard. And I've got one of the Raspberry Pi 400s. But once again, this is a Raspberry Pi 5 in a keyboard. And let me pull this out. And there you go, a nice little keyboard. You've got your USB 2, two USB 3s, your SD card that does come preloaded with their noobs, your USB-C for power, your two video outputs. This is I believe it's a gigabit port. And then this behind here, you can pry this out, and this is the GPIO pins. This makes a nice, good keyboard, and where I plan on using this is outside in the garage or shed. I have the 400 out in the shed. This will go downstairs in the garage with its power supply unit, and this will be used with a cheap monitor to allow me to control stuff down in the garage, like the mills, because I have a feeling we're going to move both mills into the garage once I get things cleaned up in there. Yeah, LDO is really, really sweet. Jason is a really cool guy. So personable and nice to talk to, and they were so good. You got Jason, and is it Jose or Jos? Was the gentleman that reached out to me about getting the box turtle kit. So that's really cool. This weekend, I hope to get this wrapped up by Thursday, and we'll get the software set up, and then we'll have it back here on the line next to the Trident, and we'll have it printing in the background. And this weekend, I want to start building the frame and structure for the rat rig mill. Okay. And then I did get yet another box that came in today as well. I don't know why this cable is driving me nuts. And I did open this just a little bit, at least the outer, to make sure I knew what was in here, is what I thought it was going to be. But we got another care package. This one's from Phaetus. And like I said, I haven't looked at this other than just opening the outer box just to make sure that it was the Phaetus stuff and not something else. But this is a Merry Christmas Phaetus box. And it's just a drawer that slides open. I'm gonna have to take a quick picture of this. Bear with me, folks. Get up here where I'm out of the where I'm not in the way of the light. But cool, what do we get from Phaetus? Yeah, this is going to be a cool little thing. We got some Phaetus gloves, both sides, and it looks like we've got. Says that it works with touch screens. So we got a set of Phaetus gloves, some Phaetus themed holiday socks. Those will be kind of nice as well. Oh, wow, we got a production conch hot end. This is the plus model. So the difference is the base is a silicon carbide tip with a standard, I believe, stainless steel heat break. The plus is the silicon carbide tip with the encoded heat break. And this works with the X1C, X1, P1P, P1S, and it's a 0.4 millimeter size. So this right here, I am running one of these in the Dragoon 2, the X1 Carbon on the right. The one on the, well, this one has the standard conch. The one on the left is destined to get a conch plus added. Also in a 0.4 nozzle. We'll open this up. So we've got some thermal grease. We've got a kind of a shoulder bolt, small shoulder bolt attached to that. When printing PLA and TPU with an enclosed printer, keep the front door or top cover open. Yep. We've got the heat sock with the Phaetus logo on it. And of course, we need our Allen key. This does have a heat sock on it, so that's actually a spare. And yeah, now you'll notice it's just the tip that's actually coated here. So it's just the tip coated, not the whole thing. And this doesn't come with the ceramic heater or the thermistor. So you do need to get those and apply them. No big deal. I've ordered a couple. I believe the new ones, I believe they have announced that they're going to start sending these out with the heater cores already installed. So it's an all-in-one, you know, take the fan off, put the fan on here, plug it in and go. So, yeah. What is this thing? So confused. How did this go in there? Ah, went in like that. There we go. So we got that. This will go in here. This will go back in there around this. Something of that nature. And I'll try and shove this back in. It kills me. Like, you take stuff out of the packaging and then trying to put it back in, it never, ever goes back in the same way. So we got another conch hot end. Now, the nice thing is because the bamboo hot ends themselves are so incredibly inexpensive, there are all kinds of adaptations for these. One of which I know is people have these running in a Voron stealth burner. So let's see, we also have a Phaetus Encoat 0.4 nozzle. So, yay, another nozzle to add, another nozzle to add, where am I going? Another nozzle to add to the collection. Ooh, I've already got one of these as well, but this is a silicon carbide tipped extruder for the Prusa. And I love that they're shipping these out basically in what we would normally see the end mills in. But once again, this is a copper nozzle, and just the tip is silicon carbide coated. But this is a drop-in replacement for the Prusa Mark IV. I've been running one of these in my Prusa Mark IV that was one of the beta batch. And this is a 0.4 nozzle. Works extremely well to the point that I've actually, so this is the original Mark IV nozzle in here. And once again, that was the Phaetus stick nozzle. But I also picked up a pair of these. These are the high flow obsidian Prusa nozzles. And they're still new in the box. Haven't used them yet. So now I've got basically what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nozzles for a printer. So I guess I might have to get some more Prusas soon so that I can run the nozzles in. Either that or, hey, I've got most of the setup for a whatchamacallit. Oh, wait, what do we got here? Ah, this is the silicon carbide nozzle for the K1C Ender 3 V3, Ender 3 V3 Plus. But I don't have one of these yet either. Hey, Creality, if anybody's listening, you want to send me a K1C for the channel? So we've got one of these, and this is a 0.4 as well. Nice. We've got our Phaetus mug. I've got another one of these already, so this is like my second one. They're great. They're like the enamel coated mugs. These are really nice. So we'll have the Phaetus mug there. And I know this is what a lot of people have been looking for. This is the Apis 2 extruder. It's actually vacuum sealed. It's shrink sealed. Let's open this up. I haven't looked at this yet. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. I got 2 K1Cs. A silicon carbide nozzle and an Encoat nozzle. Didn't notice that. There's a second one in there. Look at this. This is kind of crazy. This really is an early Christmas present here, huh? Hey, Petty Ruxpin. I did get a Phaetus gift box. I got a Phaetus gift box. I got a card, a very nice Christmas card, and a bag from LDO Motors, which was very nice. And I know that bag is going to come in handy for Mrs. Dragon because she loves her shopping bags. And I keep looking at the Apis here. I'm going to have to figure out what to install it on. And I say that just because I have a plethora of options. But looks like a Moon's motor from the design. But yeah, there's the Apis 2. Very nice, fairly compact, all in one package. Here's your little lever arm for filament loading and unloading. We do have a cable slot over here because this does have a filament runout sensor embedded. And I believe this also has the anti-tangle sensor built in as well. This front cover here is plastic, but the rest of this is all metal. So this is plastic. This is metal around here, so it heat sinks well to the motor. Yeah, I think you can see this seam right here. So if this seam this way is all plastic, this center piece right here is a nice block of machined aluminum. So you've got an Apis 2 coming your way, but you're curious to hear your take on it. I think Zombie has one. I don't know if he's installed it on anything. Like I said, this is my first Apis. I'm interested to see how it works compared to, say, my Orbiters, because I really like my Orbiter 2, and I've got the Orbiter 3 as well that I want to check out. The Rat Rig has an Orbiter 2 on the existing one, and I just got an Orbiter 2.5 for the IDEX kit. So I'm curious to see what the differences are there. Some PTFE, spare ECAS, some screws, and the wires for the sensor. That's actually an extension motor wire and then a wire for the sensor. So yeah, they've got a, yep. So that's pretty cool. We have plenty of toys to play with now. Hey, Thunder Keys, how's it going? Yeah, those Christmas cards are really neat. They're really cool. So, I mean, just the look and feel of them. They've got the STL for a Stealth Burner 2 adapter on their GitHub. Stealth Burner, not SB2, gotcha. And then aluminum is probably for the heat dissipation, yep. He's got it in a 2.4 with a Dragon Burner. Yeah, that does not surprise me because Zombie loves his Dragon Burners. Hey, Chewy. You forgot to print the bearing block. Well, that stinks. Now, let's see what we got here. Yes. I believe this is the one that Modbot had when he was doing the factory tour. So this is the Phaetus hoodie. And what size did they give me? XXL, made in China, so it has an opportunity of actually fitting. Take a look. Hopefully this doesn't bang out on the mic too much here. Yeah, Chinese double XL, kind of along the lines of a US large. That's a pretty good hood. Comes over, you can flap it over. That's good. Yeah, so we got some new Phaetus gear today. Yeah, this all together, I mean, is really cool. We've got, like I said, we've got the Phaetus Apis 2 extruder. We've got a Conch Plus hot end for the X1 carbons or any of the P and X series. Another Phaetus nozzle. I'll add this to the pile of nozzles over there. We got some socks. We got some gloves with the Phaetus logo on them. We've got a couple of we got a silicon carbide and an Incoat nozzle for the K1C Ender 3 V3 or Ender 3 V Plus series. So I don't have one this will go in. It just means I need to get one. Right? Maybe we need to get a K1C up here so we can compare Bamboo and K1. I don't know. Yes, I know they just came out with K2 Plus. Gotcha. I don't know. I think there's still going to be some teething problems. I've seen 3 or 4 people that have had broken feet on them. I think Sam had one. I know 3D Print SOS had one that was broken on his K2. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, when you do a knockoff of an AMS, we'll see. Yeah, this is a nice hoodie. I like this hoodie. When my bot was doing his factory tour, was showing these off, or was wearing one of these, you know, everybody's like, "We want this hoodie. We want the hoodies." So it's really cool that I got a hoodie. What's up, Bearded Printer? Hey, Tripod, how's it going? So we've been opening up our some of our gifts that arrived. So we've got our Phaetus gift box that came in. We had a nice set of gloves, right? And I believe it shows that these are touch sensitive for screens. We've got a pair of Phaetus holiday socks. We got 2 nozzles for the K1C Ender 3 V3 and Ender 3 V3 Plus. One's a silicon carbide and one's the Incoat nozzle. So the Incoat's going to wear a little bit slower. The silicon carbide is actually just the silicon carbide on the tip. Actually, both of these are just on the actual nozzle tip, but the silicon carbide is going to take a lot longer. We also got one of these for the Prusa, and I had one of the beta batch, and it's the silicon carbide, or excuse me, yeah, the silicon carbide Nextruder Prusa nozzle. Okay, and it's a drop-in replacement for the Nextruder, so this works in the Prusa Mark IV or the XL. Okay, and I've been running mine in my Mark IV for a while, and it's been so good. I've got a pair of Obsidian high flows that I haven't put in there yet. And I will tell you what I've been running through the Mark IV using this nozzle. TPU and Clear Pet G doing all the wheels, the feet, and the clear parts needed for the box turtles. And I need to start doing some other stuff rolling through there as well, but that will happen soon. I don't want to get into some of the stuff that I'm working on yet. So the Apis 2 extruder, the Conch Plus hot end, so this has the encoded heat or throat with the silicon carbide tip. I have a Conch base, which just has the silicon carbide tip, in Dragoon 2, my X1 Carbon right here. And then this one, we're going to bring this up on the bench and do some major upgrades. And it's going to get the Panda extruder, the Panda Claw, hardened gear for the extruder. It'll get a Conch Plus installed and a Panda jetpack. I have a Panda light, and I've got the heater that's going to go, the chamber heater mod from Ember Prototypes that's going to go in there. Setting a review video and lurking. Cool. Hey, Sumor HC, welcome on in. PD package are +4, much better than the K2C Plus. Yeah, I mean, I saw Sam unbox his latest one, and it looked okay as far as the packaging goes. I just don't know why a few of them had damaged feet on them. I don't know if that was just rough handling or what, but I mean, they're big size boxes. So the K2 Plus, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out. You want an Apis 2 from ModBot's factory tour? Yeah, so we got the Apis extruder here. It feels really solid, right? It feels really solid. I'm looking forward to getting this open and getting it installed on something. I just have to figure out what. I've got options, right? So we'll figure something to put this out or put this on to test out. But yeah, we got the Apis 2 extruder, some K1C nozzles. So we'll have to get a K1C or an Ender 3 V3 or an Ender 3 V Plus. Quite honestly, it'd probably just be a K1C. We've got the conch hot end. Once again, I could pull the standard conch out of Dragoon 2 and put this in there, and then I'll be running both of them on the Conch Plus. Either way, but there's plenty of mods that you can put this on, like a Dragon Burner. Well, hell, this will go on a Rook Mark II. Because in essence, what you're putting on a Rook Mark II is a knockoff of one of these. So you can put one of these on a Rook Mark II. And I've got plenty of extra. I mean, when you buy a X1C, it comes with a spare. At least one, if not two spares. So I've got several spares. I've got plenty of hot ends for the K1, or excuse me, the X1C. So we should be able to put this on just about anything else. We got the hoodie that I'm wearing, and it's really, really nice hoodie. This is a comfortable hoodie. We got another Phaetus mug. These are really kind of cool. They're not as heavy as the mugs I normally use. This is more like the little camp mugs that you would normally have in a camping gear. The enamel coated ones, but still pretty cool. I like it. And then some other things to keep us warm. So we'll have to throw these on and wear them around some, maybe on Christmas Day. Once again, Jason, we got a really nice card from Jason, thanking us for being a friend and partner in a lot of things. Very, very nice card. This is a very nice card. And then we got a bag. It says Happy Printing, you know, with a little printer logo on it. And on one of the handles, it has the extra flag with the LDO Motors and LDO Systems on it. Like I said, Mrs. Dragon is going to really like this because she loves her bags. And it does have a little clasp on it, so it'll close up. But I'm sure she will be running around with this before we know it. She took my Creality bag that I got at Creality Fest a couple years, or two 3D Printtopias ago. She just flat out took it from me. So, but yeah. So we'll have to figure out what to do with some of these new toys. Thank you so much to LDO, and thank you so much to Phaetus for these wonderful gifts. completely not expected. I just got an email from Phaetus about this yesterday, and I was just I was a little dumbfounded that that they selected me to send one of these to me, and by the time they sent it to me, it was already stateside, so it was already on its way to me when they sent me the email. So yeah, the enamel mug's really good for cold drinks. You can drink coffee and stuff out of it. It's just not going to stay as hot as long. Uh, but this would be really, actually, this is really good. You know what would be good to put in this? Um, like bone broth. I've got some bone broth that I've been drinking lately. You know, it's warm, it's savory, it's a good source of protein and stuff and collagen. So, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to focus today's stream on is opening up the presents and gifts that came in. Like I said, completely not expected, and quite a shock and surprise. So thank you so much for Phaetus and LDO sending me out these gifts. Really do appreciate it, and I definitely look forward to working with you guys more in the future for various projects. Let me move this box somewhere out of the way so I don't trip on it. Yeah. So some of the other stuff I've been working on is doing a lot of prints like this. I've started printing some parts out for a project. And you say, well, pray tell, what might that project be? Well, here's another piece of that project. I don't know if that gives you an idea. And yes, I am being slightly cagey. See if anybody knows what that is. Recently released. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. The biggest thing is if they release a extruder that has the same bolt pattern as an existing extruder, which tends to be either the LGX, the Orbiter, or the Sherpa Mini, it's so much easier because it's a drop-in replacement for anything else, right? You don't have to recreate mounts. You can just grab one of the other mounts and go. So we'll see where that makes the most sense to put, but I've got printers over here that need some love, so we can definitely find something for that. No, this actually is not a pew pew, Nick. This is one of several pieces of slab side, and the other piece I showed you is a chainsaw tooth. So put chainsaw tooth and slab side together, and you're going to get a Warhammer 40,000 chainsword. So yeah, I started printing out the parts for Galactic Armory's fully working mechanical chainsword. If you haven't seen their videos, I believe they have a video of it working up on YouTube. They kind of go over the assembly a bit and how they painted it and stuff. And it is a fully working mechanical chainsword with a rotating blade. So that's really cool. Yes, it looked very toothy because that's exactly what it is. It is toothy. Oh, thank you for the lurk, Timor. Folks, like I said, today was going to be a very short stream. Kind of feeling off. I just wanted to kind of open up the gifts that came, and really because I was dying to see what was in it. I was actually not expecting a bag from Jason. I was thinking it was probably a shirt or something, but that bag is really cool. Really nice to get the stuff from Phaetus. we talked a little bit about some of the decisions going into why I'm going to keep the tool head on the other Voron 2.4 Fay Dragon that we are assembling for the box turtle. Why we're going to keep that CAN bus, because the box turtle is going to be CAN bus as well. And the way they're wired up, I don't want to stand the chance of plugging the wrong piece into the wrong outlet on the back and making things go pop. So once again, for those that have been following along or possibly not following along, let me get some of the extra stuff out of the middle of this, and I'll show off our armored turtle box turtle. So this is our latest build of an armored turtle box turtle. There's a hole right here because I don't have the desiccant tray and the lid in for that one. But 3 lanes, I did build the desiccant tray into this one in case I wanted to mod these later on and make it enclosed, which would require basically disassembling the corners in the frame and putting in straight uprights into the legs. So basically switching over to extrusion frame for the corners. I am going to reprint the corner pieces so they're solid. I've got the ones that I can put on here to do some RGB bling on the corners. I think my plan is to just run solid corners like I've done on all my others, and maybe add some underlighting on this particular build. We do have our turtleneck buffer system installed. This will be running out the back. We will bring our tube from the back side into this, and then from here down into the printer. And this gives us some buffering, kind of like you see on the back of your P1 or X1 series carbon fiber or X1 series bamboos, where it's a buffer to enable better syncing between the extruder motors in your box turtle or your AMS and the actual printer extruder itself, right? So it keeps from doing too much of a push-pull where you wind up grinding filament in one or the other. Yeah, Chewy, like I said, I don't know if it's just that I didn't eat a lot today or what, but I am feeling a little weird and shaky. So I am going to cut this one a little short and probably lay down a lot earlier today. For whatever reason, I got 2 sets of stickers, so pretty nice, pretty cool. Thank you, Jason, for the stickers. And I will flip this over and see, make sure I don't damage this. The reason this one doesn't have the desiccant tray in it is if this goes in, I'm going to be hitting the board where the CAN bus cable goes. So I need to figure out what we're going to do there. Either I need to reposition that board or something. The only thing I can think of is to move it further up here in the corner, which will allow me to get the desiccant tray in, but then it gets a little iffy with getting the CAN bus cable in there. But here's our layout. I kept the 2 centers straight, and then I slightly angled the outer ones in to make this filament path a little bit cleaner and easier. You can see that the desiccant trays fit in there nicely with the filament path coming right over the top of them. We pulled all of our cables in and routed them straight down the front, and then they kind of flay out here around the first lane's PTFE tube. Is what it is. Everything's plugged in, and this board should already be flashed. The question is once we do our install, if it forces me to update it because an update to Clipper, right? So we may need to still reflash this board, but it does come from the factory flashed. All the ones that I've gotten have been flashed. So that's good to know. as you can see, our extruders are a lot smaller now. They switched to, was it D2HW something or other, end stop switches, and the round, or not ball bearings, but the small axial bearings to trigger these. It works out a lot better. It's a lot more reliable. So we have the D2HWs, and the extruders. Our triggers for filament ingress are still the same D2F levers. The one back here is this is a D2HW as well. And the ones in the turtleneck are standard end stop fair lever action D2Fs. So all we have is 2 end stops in here. So as this slides, it'll trigger one or the other end stop, and that's how it knows how far it's gone in its movement. Very simple buffer system. You can use like belay with this. This is the turtleneck. There's a turtleneck 2 that has its own circuit board, and it runs via USB. So yeah, there's a lot of options here. This does come with, I believe, was these MJF printed gears. We were told not to use these because the tolerance isn't correct. So I didn't even bother using these. I used the ones that I printed, which I haven't had an issue with any of them. The Filomatrix kit has parts in it that I've never seen before. I'm using what I need to out of it. Most of the screws and stuff are just trade over from the old parts to the new parts. But yeah, that's kind of where we've been at on this. For now, the box turtle itself, I'm considering done. I'll add the little top shoots in a little bit. But while I'm sitting here having to flip it upside down, it makes no sense to put those there. They just get in the way. Hey, Zombie, welcome on in. What did Santa bring you? Well, Santa, let's see. We had a couple of Santas. We had LDO Motors Santa, aka Jason. Jason brought me a very nice bag. It says Happy Printing. Has a printer guy on it. It's got the LDO Motors logos on the handle strap. Mrs. Dragon is going to like this. She loves her bags for going grocery shopping and whatnot. We also got a very nice card from Jason. So that was very nice. From Phaetus, we got a pair of holiday socks, a pair of gloves. We've got the sweatshirt that I am wearing right now, the same one that Modbot got at his factory tour. So I got one of these. This is an XXL. It's about like an American large. Hey, Westery. Hey, sis. How's it going? And then we got a bunch of other cool toys. And when I say cool toys, I mean we got a conch hot end, but this is the conch plus. So this has the silicon carbide nozzle tip as well as the end coating on the actual throat and heat break area. So that's abrasion resistance through the whole thing. It works on the X1 P1 series, and this is a 0.4 nozzle. Okay. We've got a silicon carbide nozzle and an end coat nozzle. These are for the K1C Ender 3 V3 or Ender 3 V3 Plus. I don't own any one of those printers, but now I guess I need to get one so I can try these out. How that works, right? We got a, I keep putting it over here. We got a SICK Nextruder Prusa nozzle. So this is their direct drop-in replacement for the Prusa Mark IV or the Nextruder with, once again, the silicon carbide tip. Now they don't do the whole thing in silicon carbide, they just do the tip here, which is fine for the abrasion resistance. And I have one of these running in my Mark IV right now because I was part of the beta testing for this. And this has been chewing everything I put in it, and it's been running all of the TPU parts and clear plastic parts for my box turtles. And it's to the point now where I've got that in there, and I haven't even bothered to put in the Obsidian high flow nozzles that I bought at 3D Printopia. And then we got a Apis 2 extruder that we'll play with on one of our systems. Don't know which one, but we'll put it on something. So yeah, we got quite a few things. For the Conch Plus hot end, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Currently, Dragoon 2, the one on the right, is running the Conch hot end, which just has the silicon carbide tip. And Dragoon 1 is going to make its way to the bench here soon, and we're going to put the Conch Plus beta unit that I have in there, along with the Panda extruder, the Panda Claw extruder gear. What else? We've got a Panda light that we may or may not install. I don't know. And I've got the Ember Prototypes heater parts to put in that one. So we've got a lot of updates that we're getting ready to do to this one. We're also going to put a Panda Jetpack on it as well. So both of them will have the Panda Jetpack for better cooling. So yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on. I've been feeling weird this afternoon. I spent a good portion of the day at the hospital, not for myself, but hanging out with a good buddy of mine that was in the hospital today. So I don't know if maybe I picked up something there, or if it's just the fact that I haven't eaten much today and I really kind of need to go eat, and I've just been on coffee all day. That could be doing it too. But yeah, this is that Phaetus hoodie. Really like this, and it's the same thing with the Phaetus logo. Is like the original Apis extruder, some of the different hot ends and other parts. So it's kind of like the Voron design panels that have the different, it's made out of all the printed parts for each Voron design. This is kind of cool. You may see this a bit. So yeah, and as I said on the 2.4, we have removed the carbon rods because, once again, the carbon rods, I have no place to attach the Filomatrix, the trigger that the cutter clicks into to cut the filament. So we went back to the actual aluminum extrusions on that. Hey Pete, welcome on in. So we went back to the extrusions on the 2.4, which is sitting on the ground right behind me. Right there. The panels are all off. I took the gantry completely off, swapped all the parts. I did keep the carbon fiber plates on here, and the gantry's de-racked. I need to still put the tool head back on. I was partway through rebuilding the tool head. These are the Filomatrix tool head pieces. I need to print the latch because this has the ECAS fitting in it, so I have to print the right latch to go on the ECAS fitting. I need to drill out and install the M3 nut on the filament path there. Drill out and install the heat set insert here for the filament path, and build the the actual cutting mechanism, and then we'll be able to start putting everything back together. Oh, and of course I also need to install the um, filament sensors in here as well. So yeah, we'll be doing that, or I'll be doing that. I may work on that some tomorrow if I'm feeling better and up to it. Thursday night, I want to try and get that together and marry the two together, because Saturday I want to be starting on the other big set of boxes sitting over here, which is the rat rig mill, which I am part of the open beta test on. So I need to get that put together. We will be building that based on CAD. So my plan is I'm going to reference the Milo as far as kind of order of operation type stuff, and then build, because there's no manual yet for the rat rig mill. So I'm going to kind of just look at the Milo from an order of operation standpoint, what to build in what order, and then we'll build the rat rig based on the CAD. So that'll be the plan there. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's gearing up for some extra time off for the holidays. This is my last day of work before the holiday break. I get 2 weeks off for the holiday. And of course, Christmas falls on a Wednesday. So, and my son's coming in this weekend, either Sunday or Monday. He'll be in town. So we may stream some Tuesday night, but it'll be a short stream. And then the following, don't want to say Thursday. I don't want to commit to Thursday, the day after Christmas. We'll see. But that following Saturday, there may be a couple of giveaways. In fact, there will be a couple of giveaways. Hopefully for those people that didn't get anything cool for Christmas. You have Christmas Eve and Christmas off, but your birthday is Sunday. Happy birthday, Westery. You're open to make more progress on Black Box? Cool. That's what I'm looking for. That's why I want to start the build of the rat rig, is because it's going to be like Black Box. We're going to be digging through the CAD a lot, trying to make sure we're understanding what the hell it is we're doing when we're building it. And I've got 2 weeks off. My son's going to be in town, so I'm not going to be like mad streaming, but I am going to do some streaming. And like I said, the Saturday after Christmas, and you'll see a post on X and stuff, I'm going to be doing a couple of giveaways of some things that I have here. Then I'm going to be looking, I'm trying to get with some of the vendors like Phaetus and everything, Zombie and Pez Liz and Lee Marie hasn't already like shucked out for the year. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just saying, save some of them for the rest of us. No, but I'm going to get with KB3D, West 3D, Fabrico, and everybody and see if I can't get something for late January or early February. So my streamiversary is in January. January is going to be my 2-year streaming anniversary. And 2025 is going to see the live launch of my company on all the socials and on the streaming platform and stuff. So you will see some rebranding going on in 2025. So January is my streamiversary. February is my birthday month, but I found out last year that trying to do a giveaway and doing a combined streamiversary birthday stream giveaway didn't work out so well because it happens to fall during the Chinese Lunar New Year, which is when everybody shut down and away in China. So I either need to get them early in January to commit, or I might have to push that type of stream until March when everybody's back. Don't reach out too soon or they will forget. Yeah, that's true, Zombie. That is true. But I'm also dealing with, are they all shut down during the Christmas and New Year's? You know, that's my problem. Yeah, 2025 is going to be a big year. Like I said, I want to pops in for alert. Hey, Phantom, how's it going? Hey, Daisy, welcome on in. How are you doing? Daisy, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're doing awesome work. I do have some comments that I'll be sending you though, but yeah, awesome work. And how many printers have you built in 2 years of streaming? Quite honestly, a lot. I listed out a bunch on Free Heathen Stream earlier, but I mean, just what you see here. We built the Stinger. We built the Zero G Mercury 1. We built Fey Dragon. We built Iron Dragon. We've got the Annex Engineering K3. We've got the VZBot 235. We put together the Mark IV. Actually, the Mark IV was fully assembled, so we got that finished and printing. We did the MMU3 for that. We've got Black Box. We got the V-Core 4. We've done 5 box turtles now. We did 2 Ender Wire mods, an Ender Belt mod, the Ender XY, a Baby Belt. We're supposed to be getting a Baby Belt Pro kit. I need to heckle Hector about that because he's starting to do kits and giveaways. So I need to remind him that he said he was going to send me one. The Trident 350. We built the V01. We just upgraded it to a V02. And we did about 4 or 5 rooks. Well, a few. We've done a few. And we did the Milo. Can't forget the Milo. So yeah, we've done a few. Oh, it means a lot to me too, Daisy. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. We built Chewy's 2.4 from a box of parts. The Annex K3 and Black Box are pretty damn serious. They are, and the VZBot 235 is nothing to shake a stick at either. It's pretty damn speedy as well. Yep, we did Bubblegum Dragon, and we gave that over to Maker and broke him hard on the stream. Oh my God, it is still awesome to watch that video every once in a while and just see the boisterous Maker Millwright speechless and so mad. He is still talking about getting even with me and KB3D Chris. Oh, you know what? I also forgot. We did the Flying Bear Reborn 2, which is over at Evil Diesel's house. And we had 3 Prusa Mark 3s, 3S Pluses that were converted to Bears. So yeah, just a few printers that have come through here. Yeah, we did the 5 box turtles, 4 self-sourced, and now the 1 beta kit. We did a Trad Rack beta build, which is still sitting on the shelf behind me that needs to be rebuilt as a standard one now that it's out of beta. Yeah, too many things, and I might have to stop doing full up builds and just do the you know, hey, let's get through all the mods and get the mod parts off the shelf before I forget where I shoved them, you know? Um, yeah, that was a great stream, Nick. That was a great stream. Stand by, you'll get the clip. There you go, Phantom. I knew you'd have it. Yeah, he was selling it hard and he was getting infuriated with me and KB3D because I was just like, yeah, and it's got this. And he asked me about a feature and I started explaining. He's like, oh, so you're telling me that whoever gets this, not only is it capable of doing engineering filament, but you've thought about their well-being and it's got a Nevermore installed so it can do charcoal filtering and this, that, and I mean, he was just selling it and just ribbing me. Like that stream lasted for like an hour longer than it should have just because he kept, you know, getting me to explain more things. I mean, it was awesome. That's why he did it, because he's such a hype man. And then when we revealed his logo on the side panels, he was just like you saw the gears like crack when they failed to mesh properly, and he just broke, and he was just completely dumbfounded, and it was so awesome, so awesome. Yeah, Maker silent, and it was a good couple of minutes too. It was a good couple of minutes, and for days after that, when he would be streaming and somebody would throw that clip in there and they'd watch it again, he would just he was speechless again. It wasn't just his speech processor. Like we blew his CPU. He had to reboot a couple times there. We almost had him in a continuous reboot loop. But yeah, we've got a couple of other projects going on. I did also get, and it was a box here I was going to open up, but KB3D didn't come around, so I figured I'd open it up to make sure it was what I thought it was. But KB3D has sent me the it's the Death Racer kit functionals, the functionals kit from Big Tree Tech. So I now have the Death Racer kit to start building the Death Racer for KB3D Chris. And I'm going to build him a drag racer as well. So, you know, Diesel is in design mode right now, trying to really come up with a really cool design for their KB3D Death Racer. Their drag racer, it's going to be pretty stock, you know, but we're going to do some branding on the body panels and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at for that. I'm going to try and pick some people's brain on how to do the wheels a little bit better than the ones I did on my own. But yeah, we're gonna get them hooked up with those things. Yep, there you go, the big reveal. Hey, Geiger Counter, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Ooh, dang it. Gotta be careful there. I was like backing up and I think I just stepped on the screen of that printer. Maybe we'll move that a little bit over so I can step back some. I was trying to show off, you know, the new Phaetus hoodie because I love hoodies, and now I got another cool one to wear. I ought to wear this one into work and see how many people recognize it. Oh, how the heck can we forget? You guys let me forget. We also, what else did we build? What else did we build? You guys let me forget the one big one that we built. Yeah, don't break my toe again. We built a positron. Right? We built a positron. That's where I broke my toe, was over the positron. That's still sitting over here in the case. I need to get that back out and set up and play around with it. I might take it over to my parents' house. I think they'll get a kick out of that one because I'll be able to take some of the cool filament that Pez Liz sent me and like maybe one of the rainbows or something and go over to my parents' house and print something cool. My mom loves, every time she comes over here, she tries to steal stuff from the house that I've printed. But yeah, 2025 is going to see the official launch of the business. I do have the business entity. I still am trying to get all the right paperwork in line so I can go and set up a uh, business bank account and stuff. But the goal is to sell printed parts, whether it's like an Etsy store or whatnot, but also doing um, like PIF style parts packages for printers, um, box turtles, stuff like that, as well as doing custom machine builds like the one I did for Maker Millwright and Chewy. So I want to do commission builds. So the plan there for commission builds is going to be my local area to a 2 or 3 hour drive on my part. So that gives a 5-6 hour drive radius for somebody to meet me part way, right? And I'll do commission builds for people, as well as if somebody is going to one of the Rep Rap festivals and wants me to bring it there, I have no problem. I mean, that's how I got Chewy his. He kept saying he was going to drive down. He never did. And then I drove it up to Midwest Rep Rap Festival, and he picked it up from there. Yeah, that is a pretty good chunk of the East Coast. And once again, I don't want to, because I'm going to have a printer over at Evocate and stuff like that, and they do sales and repairs and stuff like that. I don't want to necessarily compete with them, especially since I'm going to have a printer on display out there. But I just want to, if they'll let me, I'll put my thing out there. And if people are looking for a custom built, and I say custom built, if they want to commission me to build their printer kit for them, I will do that. If they want to commission me for parts, I'll do that. But I don't want to compete directly with Evocate. So if they're doing any of that, then I won't compete with them there. Oh, no worries, Chewy. It happens. It happens. I know there was talk at one point in time about, I threw out there flying over to Greece and building a Voron for Phoetus Mint, which would be kind of cool. Give me an excuse to go over to Greece. My wife was like, yes, I'll go. I'm like, but it's work, baby. Like, I would really, really like to go to the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation Rep Rap Festival over in England. And I think as soon as I said, I'd like to do this, I think my wife was half packed before I finished that sentence. Ask me when when it is. Show up, build the printer, tune it, and then leave. Make great content. Yeah, I mean that would be cool. So that is all I had for this evening, folks. Like I said, I'm just feeling a little run down right now. I'm going to continue to drink some water. Probably go down. This is an indicator. Go down and have some tea, and maybe hit the sack a little bit early tonight. So Zombie, if I pop into your stream, yell at me. Tell me to go to bed. I shouldn't be online. But yeah, I'm doing some prints and getting some stuff ready. At some point, both of the X1s right now are printing this parts for the chain sword. It's 20 plates. The nice thing is Galactic Armory provided all the pre-sliced files in a 3MF, but it is 20 plates. So I kind of sliced it, sent it to both of them. And I'm starting from the front on one and the back on the other, and they'll meet in the middle. But we'll get all those parts printed, and maybe we'll go through and do an assembly video, or at least I'll do We'll do that somewhere. How about that? Yeah, yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight as we opened up some gifts. Like I said, I was kind of surprised to see them. I was not expecting those, so those are the best gifts to get. Um, yeah, and I'm hoping to get some sleep. I definitely want to feel better before my son gets here. Hi, Tiny. Yeah, apparently I used a keyword that I shouldn't have used, and the camera took a siesta. So that's all that was. Is I used the wrong word in a manner. But let me go and see who we can raid into right now. See who's up and running. This is kind of a little early for one of my streams on a weekday. So we may have a little bit different crew we're looking at tonight. Okay, looks like Way Cool Wood is doing some whittling. Prophet DNA is building the Inera Aurora. I have no idea what that is. We've got Astro Canuck doing some space and Lego stuff. The Jang's doing some Lego as he always does. What's everybody feel like today? Yeah. Whoops. Yep. 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 You're back just in time, say Alice. Yeah, like I said, I need to get some fluids in me. Need to probably eat something solid as well, and then Astro or Jang. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know what? We haven't done the Jang in a long while. Let's see what he's working on. Modular balcony theater build. You know, I think I'm going to go over to Astro. Now let's go over to Astro Canuck. He's always got some cool science stuff for us. Take it easy, Shadell. Once again, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I know we didn't do any build or anything. This is just a chat chill stream. We did talk about the build and the next steps in it and some of the decisions that we made on why I'm not going to put the Nighthawk stealth burner in that, but I'm going to keep it as the SB2209, just do some rewiring on it. I've got most of the Filomatrix toolhead rebuild done. We opened up our gifts from Phaetus and LDO Motors, as well as a gift to myself, which was the Raspberry Pi 500. This is a Raspberry Pi 5 in a keyboard. These are really good. Just put in a monitor and a mouse, and you've got a full full computer there. So, thanks everybody for being here. Have a great night. I will see you all on Thursday, hopefully feeling a lot better. Bye now. And for those of you watching this video on YouTube, there should be, I believe over here, a card or a recommended video for your next video stream. So thank you very much for hanging out and watching this video to the end. If you'd be so kind as to like and subscribe down at the bottom, I'd appreciate it. We've got some YouTube only content coming in the very near future. Bye now.